Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another video for what was the old NDA podcast, the new CADA podcast, the first season of the rebrand, the Cross-Atlantic Doubles Association. We have, our last video on the channel was a draft, draft order reveal. I'm here to discuss, we've since made some progress. We have a completed draft and a completed week one, so very exciting things. On the screen right now is the some of the teams you can see. I guess we have both divisions completely drafted and completed. We will scroll and talk briefly about the teams, and then the brief week one recap. I'm gonna do it all on the fly, so hopefully it goes kind of smoothly. We can start with maybe the round one stuff. You can see it on the left here, and both. I'll scroll over for the other division as well. But the first overall pick, I will say, in both divisions, being the Whimsicott, is very, very interesting to me. Whimsicott, a staple of past formats, for us specifically in draft. The king of the button clickers, a two-time champion at least in this in past seasons. Just a staple to the draft league. It gets so many utility options, and it hasn't had the best performances in the meta currently, because in just Tornadus is just arguably better, better offensively, better defensive typing. And it's really just a tailwind bot at the end of the day. In open team sheet, Tornadus just fits better, but definitely in the closed team sheet format in draft, I could definitely see Whimsicott having a larger toolkit for matchups. So very interesting to see it both go, for it to both go number one. So very interesting. And we go Ogerpon Wellspring, Ogerpon Heartflame into the just Ogerpon Heartflame in the other division. Very interesting that Wellspring lasted until the second round in the UVA Academy draft. Ogerpon kind of taking over the meta as soon as it's been legal, and rightfully so, being drafted very highly in both divisions. We see the first, we'll call it reach in this division. In Naranja, we see the Illumise A tier pick. Just very good value in A tier with Prankster Tailwind. We talk, literally does what Whimsicott does, but arguably a little worse. So tiered in A, but still really good value. And I think Swamp, and just really realizing that, hey, Whimsicott's gone, I don't really want Torn. I can get good value in A tier and come back to get really good stuff in S tier, so really fair. Blood Moon Ursaluna goes to myself and another coach in the, at least in the second round. They went with the Farigiraf first, which is very fair. Farigiraf and Blood Moon doing really big things in the meta currently. And then we have your staples, the Torkoal, Setting Sun, Urshifu Rapid, Annihilate, Torn, Chi-Yu, Rillaboom. You see Flutter go back to, the Chi-Yu Flutter go back to back. Let's just Chempow, your standard stuff all going in the early rounds. Maybe the Tinkaton is the highest reach at B. Urshifu single lasting until round 3 is definitely something interesting. But other than that, all pretty standard. And maybe Porygon Z being a bit of a reach in A, I think, in the second round. Not something that you see too often, but definitely will be good value for your boy going forward. We scroll over to the UVA. All S tiers go round 1. Your Goldengos for Farigirafs. I think Torkoal went the same spot in both drafts. Both teams actually turned out to be kind of similar, which is really cool. Fluttermane went earlier here, and they ended getting Chi-Yu on the way back, so both two teams getting Chi-Yu Fluttermane is very interesting. We have Jugulus going pretty early, maybe a little under-tiered Jugulus, but it's still, I feel a hard Pokemon to pilot. Speaking from personal experience, I've struggled to get it going a little bit, but we shall see. And two B tiers going, we have the Alcremie and Fungus, both staples. Alcremie, a really good fairy type in B tier. It's seen on some meta teams, in Trick Room, doing decorate stuff, but outside of that, it's just kind of bulky, strong fairy type in that tier. So not really surprised to see it go early. I don't think it should have been tiered higher, but I do think it's very good value in that tier. So not surprised. See things like Illumise, Blastoise, Brambleghast, things that are staples come back. Taken pretty high. I think anything in these first 3 rounds, I think things make sense. And then obviously the way the draft falls, you go A, B tiers, more C tiers start to fall in the later rounds, and then you see late where some people wait for their high picks. You see an A, 2 S's weighted. The misspelling of Ogerpon is lovely. More so in the Naranja division, we have a lot of S tier saved till the end. A lot of coaches feel like they can wait, but that wraps up how draft went. Other than maybe our longest draft ever in this server's history. Definitely took a long time to get through the draft, but it makes sense. I mean, times have changed. Our old drafts a lot of them were doing during the pandemic. So a lot of people have more free time. A lot more people are online all the time. So as life has almost 100% returned to normal, it makes sense that more people are busy. We have a lot of different time zones represented. A lot of EU, especially in the UVA Academy division. So just makes sense. Going forward, the drafts will take a while. But they've still felt active. We appreciate everyone's participation as quickly as they went. And a lot of less picks were left, I think, with other people. A lot of people maybe didn't know what they wanted per se and weren't really able to leave picks, but the coaches were still somewhat active about it and proactive about leaving picks. So yeah, draft completed, and let's go through some teams really quickly. We have our usual podcast co-host, Justin Ground, coach of the Blackwood Ball Toys, go with the Ogerpon Wellspring Raging Bolt. This combination just won the most recent regional, so really, really strong 2 S tiers. Falls on the comfort pick in Meowstic with Prankster. Normally an S tier in old, maybe I think in old seasons. Definitely not in mainstay Prankster Pokemon in the meta, but definitely good value in A tier. A Pokemon Justin's comfortable with. Ceruledge offers huge value as a strong physical attacker to this team. In A tier, we got support, special offense, support and physical offense, really well-rounded core. The Fire, Water, Grass core with Ceruledge and just Ogerpon. He has his Dragon. He picks up his Fairy and no Steel type, but that's fine. Falls on fast Rabombi, good offense Flygon, tricks with Zoroark, minimize shenanigans, good dark type with Muck, has a good value in C tier with Pincurchin, giving Raging Bolt that rising voltage usage, and just running out the team with some solid Trick Room, speed control with Bronzor Cryogonal. So overall, very good team from Justin. We have then myself, and we see I went for more of I haven't run Hard Trick Room in a while, and this isn't completely Hard Trick Room. I still have very fast modes that I can tap into, but I went with the Blood Moon Oranguru core is what I built around. I really think the Instruct in Trick Room is really valuable. I got Follow Me with the Ogerpon Cornerstone as my last pick. Actually, I waited on it. The other two Ogerpon forms I think are maybe a little better. Not so much Heart Flame for this team, but regardless, I think the 2 best Ogerpon forms went early, and I just waited until the end. I knew I really could, and yeah. So I have fast mode also with Jug. I think Jugulus is again maybe under tiered, but still a hard Pokemon to use. It did gain Meteor Beam, which I did not know when we made the tier list. I can't wait to bring that out at some point. I also got Alcremie for Trick Room stuff. I have Fake Out. I have Belly Bolt for as a Trick Room option. Delphox is my much needed Fire type, also another Trick Room. Offensive Water type in C tier, and Basculin. I think people kind of sleep on this mon. Adaptability, Wave Crashes hit so hard, and I also have access to the red form, the red stripe, blue stripe, and white stripe. I can run Eviolite on the white stripe, or maybe go more offensive on the red stripe or blue stripe. a ghost type, another trick room option with Mischievous, and really cool option with Flapple. I didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to week 1, which I'll talk about going forward. But really cool mod to be my dragon type on this team. But yeah, we see Jam and the Jacksonville Moltres go for a very middle speed but very strong balance core. Rillaboom, Incin, and Primarina are some of the best fire, water, grass core you can get in draft. Maybe rivaled by what we had last year with the Rillaboom, Heatran, and Rotom Wash core that was drafted. The setup with Primarina, the Fake Out, Intimidates, and setup with these mons are just like so strong. Corviknigh's a bulky steel type that offers Tailwind and just good offense and Intimidate immunity yourself. Rounded out by with some solid Pokemon in the B and C tier. I mean, nothing. The fastest Pokemon on this team is Rillaboom, which is just astounding to me. But I don't think Jam is such a good battler that I don't think the speed tiers will hinder him that much. He has a good Trick Room counter and Fungus, and just overall just good Pokemon. So expect Jam to make this team work despite the middling speed tiers. It's such a good balanced team for draft. We have Gummy and the London Lycanrocs going with the tried and trusted Mouseape. Annihilape has been the kill leader in back-to-back seasons and in both divisions last season. Such a good Pokemon in draft. It's hard to use in the meta, I think, currently, but in draft, if your team doesn't have the right answers for Mouseape, you could just auto-lose a well-played Mouseape. Supports it with things like a good special attacker with speed boost and a Mothra, your Paradox, good defensive piece in Iron Treads, has screens, Tailwind, good grass type in Arboliva, fast water type in Inteleon, has Intimidate, good strong fire attacker in Flareon, your Dragon, Weather Control, and Altaria. Really good draft from Gummy. We have the Jersey City Jumpluffs and Koopa on the wheel pick. They got the Chi-Yu Flutter Mane, which you cannot sleep on. We do have some spoilers in the standings, the schedule, how matches have went so far. I'm going to cover only week 1, but some week 2 matches have been played when I make this video. Struggling a little bit to figure out the team, but once Koopa gets it figured out, and I think no one wants to deal with the combination of Chi-Yu Flutter Mane, has Volbeat for Prankster Tailwind stuff, Brute Bonnet for redirection, and just a good grass type, bulky pieces, and B tier, and special attackers that complement with Chi-Yu, Thwacky and C tier. Such a good pick there. Goes for the double dark fire core, and yeah, really good team overall. We have, excuse me for a second. We have Tiger and the New Orleans Ninetales. Would have a Urshifu Chien-Pao core, which is just so strong. We have Jumpluff as there's an interesting Sun option. Hariyama with Fake Out. Not the team that has the most synergy in the world, if we're being honest. Moltres and Florges actually gave me a lot of trouble last season as a core, but Prankster Cottonee, Intimidate Quillfish, Intimidate Tauros, has a lot of cool pieces, a lot of good pieces. Maybe not the most synergistic. Chien-Pao maybe offers some synergy with a lot of the physical attackers, especially Urshifu. This core is really good, but I'm excited to see how Tiger uses the team. The rest of the season started off with a nice victory already. We have Zach and Straw Hat here with the Ogerpon, Hearthflame, and Roaring Moon core. Such an offensive, threatening core. Roaring Moon can be support or with speed and breaking swipes, or just go on full out offense with acrobatic sets. Ogerpon offers that redirection, but also offers huge offense off rip. Blastoise is a great defensive water piece on this team. Fake Out and sport like that can also just set up on its own with redirection and Shell Smash. We have a Snow core. We have Cyclizar and being a fast pivot Pokemon, Stonejourner boosting the offense of this team, and yeah, good value in these tiers for Alligator's a great water type in C. Charjabug helping just like Stonejourner with the rest of the team. So really cool draft from Zach and the Straw Hats. We have Rustboro Roaring Moons, our returning finalist. Our other finalist, our winner, Will, is not returning, so we will have a new champion finally in this division. But where am I? Sorry. We have the Goldengo Urshifu Single Strike Core, which is underrated. I think Goldengo was really underperformed in the NDA, or now CADA, so we'll see how it works for Swamp. If you can get it to work. If anyone's going to get it to work, it's going to be Swamp, let's be honest. We have the Urshifu Single Strike, a Pokemon he drafted last season that he obviously feels really comfortable with. You know, it's going to be, got to watch out for those Terra Fairies, but such a good Pokemon, such learning, so much damage. Like, you got the Illumise round 1 for Tailwind. He's got Follow Me, Electabuzz, a really fast Follow Me, bulky electric type. Got Pokemon like Chandelure. His B tiers are arguably the best in the league, with Chandelure, Superior, Bruxish. I mean, that core of support and offense is just like so. That Fire, Water, Grass core in B tier is just crazy. Get 2 strong water types again in C tier, along with fast Fake Out with Sneasel. So another really good draft from Swamp. We have the Philly Flygon's Charisma. We got Torn, Glim, Brambleghast. Like, there's such a strong Tailwind core. Glim, Torn with Tailwind Meteor Beam threatens so much. Brambleghast has so much good utility in Tailwind. Has a Wheezing Slacking core to be annoying with abilities and like really make use of Slacking's compatibility. Gets the Rotom form back on his team. Spirit Tomb as Trick Room. Baby Incineroar in B tier. Such a good draft from Charisma and the Philly Flygons. We have the Jersey Skies and new coach K-Sun going with Heatran and Bundle. 2 Pokemon that he is very familiar with in like the meta game, like actual non-draft league VGC. Gets the Intimidate Water, Tauros in A, and Articuno Galar. A lot of utility with Articuno Galar. Excited to see what he does with this season. A lot of cool picks. He's got the Dash Bun for Lava Plume stuff. Vikavolt, a strong special attacker. Good Fake Out with Persian. Dipplin can hold Eviolite. And a lot of staples in the C tier drafted. So really cool draft for K-Sun in his first season. We see the Whimsicott Gouging Fire combo done by your boy. Tailwind support, Sunny Day support to proc photosynthesis. Same thing with Sandy Shocks. Also supports Sand with Charizard and Shiftry. We have the Stantler. Shiftry also works with Tailwind. It got the big piece of the Wind Rider. Has Intimidate with Stantler. Magneton and Sandy Shocks is very interesting. Rounds out the team with a very good water type in Milotic. Has Clodsire for a good Trick Room like sweeping potential or just counter offense. Setup Phalanx and for the vibes, of course. And maybe the strongest Sun team we've had in draft. Maybe ever. This or the draft on the other side are 2 of the strongest Sun cores we've ever seen in draft for our leagues anyway, with, not counting like when Groudon and stuff gets drafted. Torkoal Walking Wake is a great, and Hisuian Lilligant. That Fire, Water, Grass Sun core is like maybe the craziest we've ever seen in draft. Team is so strong and has like a really fast Fake Out user in Weavile. Fake Out and Tinkaton, really strong Fairy Steel type, best type in the game. Redirection with Pachirisu, good ground type. Gliscor goes onto the Sun with Venusaur, good offense. Has another Fake Out, good speed tiers in C tier, and yeah, very strong teams in the Naranja division this season. We'll quickly go through the Uva Academy as well. We have Griffin and the Rhyme City Rhydons. Really funny how some drafts are just so similar. We have the Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Roaring Moon, Blastoise core on this team as well. Complemented by Prankster, Fire and Slacking. So no Wheezing, but went for like Doodle stuff with Slacking. Good Tailwind with Kilowattrel, Florges Bulk, Superior Offense. Lapras Cottony. In another world, this is Gmax Lapras and Whimsicott in your C tier, which is just like insane. Really cool draft from Griffin here. We have the Granite State Gravel Rocks and Quartz, longtime coach, got Chi-Yu Fluttermane, not even at the wheel, just got Chi-Yu Fluttermane. Join Swamp and the Volbeat Electabuzz in your A tiers. Really good Tailwind support, Fake Out, Follow Me support. Not Fake Out, sorry. Electabuzz doesn't get Fake Out. Very bulky C tiers. Really cool options with Moody and Intimidate in B. And overall, really good draft from Quartz. We have a very balanced, very cool team with J-Star and the Tennessee Torkoals. Went Incineroar Suicune as S, which is just only rivals by Incineroar Rillaboom and like really strong balance. But the Bramble Gas as the grass type is really cool because Suicune is a very slow yet reliable Tailwind with Inner Focus. So really cool synergies between this Firewater Grass Core, and complemented by a Defiant Zapdos Galar, strong attacker. Really cool. High tier draft. We got the Moody Glalie, we got the Moody Scovillain, we got let me scroll over all the way so you guys can't even see my screen. I apologize. Hold on. Scroll, there it is. I apologize. I went through Chaser's team, you can't even see it. Incineroar, Suicune, Bramble, Zapdos, Glalie, Cinchina, Magnet, just strong hitters in this tier. Offers the team a lot of utility. The C tiers of Cramorant, Spidops are interesting. Maybe more for vibes. Cramorant is actually a TCG card that Jay uses. Jay's also a TCG player, so just went for vibes. And Quillfish is just good Intimidate in this tier to partner along Incin. The double Intimidate can never go wrong. Our other podcast host, the Lincer Leafeons, got the wheel pick, and rather than Chi Flutter, just slightly different Tornadus Urshifu, like completely not busted at all. Just the combo that destroys lives every day and makes us question why we play VGC. Complemented by Ceruledge and Monkey Dory in A tier. I'm really excited for Monkey Dory. Pokemon I'm excited to see Wex pilot all season. Usually kind of useless. Sorry, I'm mashing buttons. Usually a niche, not Pokemon seen a lot. Doesn't have a lot of good abilities or anything, but Frisk in draft is really interesting in a closed Team Shi format, and 106 speed with Fake Out and like 130 special attack or something like that. Really good value in A tier. Complemented by good value in C. He's got the Fungus to counter Trick Room stuff that he might face with Torn and Urshifu stuff. And just good hitting B tiers to round out the team. And yeah, really good draft from Wex. Excited to see if he bounces back from his last season stuff. We have the return of Ryder in the San Diego Raichu's a finalist of last season. First three picks were fairies. It was Wims, Prim, Alcremie, which was really interesting to see. Like just go straight fairies, but rounded out the team with the dragon and steel type that you need. He's got the fire, firewater grass core. Really solid. His B tiers are actually really good. Gives a lot of value. I expect big things from this team this season. The Whimsicott, Raging Bolt. This is a lot of strong special attackers with Iron Tread, so maybe we'll struggle against some highly Assault Vests and special bulk teams, but overall I think it's still such a solid draft. Now this Sun team is almost arguably better. I really like Oranguru. It's the same team, right? Not a lot of Sun abusers in the lower tiers. However, what I like about this team maybe a little more than the opposing Sun team in the other division is the Oranguru. Because it gives you a fast Sun mode, but it also gives you a Trick Room mode with Torkoal where you can get Torkoal in next to Oranguru and just instruct Eruption, which is just goes absolutely insane. And the only thing, most teams' way of beating Torkoal is terrasilizing and living one hit and being able to nuke its damage a little bit by killing its HP stat or anything. But I mean, it's so hard to live a double Eruption in Trick Room, so I think it's a really cool option for Phoenix going forward. And you have to respect the Trick Room mode and the fast mode, so very happy this team isn't in my division. The Oranguru mode is really, really scary. We have the Celadon Stuffle with the Photograph Blood Moon, like I said. Such a good core. Trick Room, Blood Moon, just helping hand, and Blood Moon and Trick Room is just so strong. We have the Clefable Infernape, strong fire type in A tier, redirection with Clefable. So good, such good value in A tier. The screens, bulky steel type, good tailwind setter potentially in Noivern. Another hard hitting steel type with fake out. Good value in C tiers in setup phalanx and strong sheer force water type and Thwacky as well. Really just strong overall draft here. I mean, with the power creep, I think I've said every team is just a strong draft, but it just is the truth. Like at this point in the game, we have so many. Like we've been through 2 DLCs and a regional decks, so it's just like such a big power creep and so many more Pokemon. And I think Gen 9 is really like with incorporating old Pokemon and everything new has just been like it just feels like every Pokemon is like really good competitive, like has a niche competitively, even if they're not seen in the meta because the power creep's so strong in draft. If the value you get out of your C and B tiers when all these Pokemon get added is just so important. And I think all these teams are getting huge value out of these tiers, and you can't sleep on anything that anyone has drafted at this point. But moving on, we have the Suburban Braviary, new coach Glitchy. We have Urshifu Murkrow. I mean, 2 dark types, really strong core with Tailwind and Urshifu. Magmar is redirection. Murkrow gets Sunny Day, so we have things like Sandy Shock, Shiftry, also Shiftry Wind Rider with Murkrow. Such good synergy. Good Trick Room options with Miss Magius and Slowbro. Dash Run's great fairy type on this team. Magmar, I think it's Lava Plume, which is a cool way to do that. So gets Weather Intimidate, a Trick Room option in C tier. So really strong draft from Glitchy. We have Blind Prodigy going for the Goldengo, Ogerpon Wellspring. This core on a Dozo team got top 32 last weekend in Knoxville. Such a good core together. Redirection plus Goldengo is so strong. And DD Mail enabling Psychic Terrain and gets Expanding Force itself with a good special attack. Don't sleep on it as a Psychic Spammer. Screens with Sableye, Fake Out Pressure. Really strong Prankstermon and Sableye. Good speed control with Hisuian Electrode and Fletchender. Bulky Eviolite or Guts Ursaring and bulky Gudra and B tier is great value. Fake Out, War Turtle, Eviolite, good value here. Intimidate and Mighty Anna. Just good value picks all around for Blind Prodigy and the Philadelphia Piplups. 3 picks left. We have Cat and the Skitty Wow Kitties. Lovely team name and lovely team to follow. Stuff that Cat is very comfortable with using IRL. And DD Regidrago really supports. Indeed, the redirection really supports Regidrago's health and being able to spam Dragon Energy. We have the slow Reuniclus with Expanding Force spam. Magic Guard Life Orb Reuniclus goes so hard in Psychic Terrain. We also have the Snow Core of Obama Snow Articuno. Rababi, good, not after you, but really good Pokemon for this team in Trick Room, like inside and out of Trick Room. Stonejourner, Flygon, the Stonejourner and Regidrago calcs, if you can, attack it, are just actually crazy and good value and C with some hard hitters here. We have Moonlight Sonata. We have the Gouging Fire Chempao core, a core very close to my heart, and a lot of Sun Sweepers, man. We have Vulpix manually setting the sun, or you have Illumise setting the sun for Photosynthesis for Gouging Fire Slitherwing, Venusaur Charizard Premium Sun Sweepers, and just a good rest of the team to support. The Chempao Gouging Fire stuff is so strong next to Slitherwing. Like, you get them all in Sun, and it's strong team. And our final team, we have the Iron Crown, no Psychic Terrain support, which is really interesting. Opting for the Grass Ogerpon, Iron Jugulus Meowstic. We got some Gen 3 starters. Fully get Sceptile. Strong team. We also has the Basculin, Wigglytuff, Altaria staples for C tier. Has the Prankster, Meowstic, good speed control with Jugulus, redirection, follow me, and just strong hitters in B tier. So yeah, that goes over pretty much the team recap. We can head over to the standings and schedule tab you guys can see everything. I don't want to spoil anything in week 2, but we have all our results for week 1 played on time. We have the Rustboro Roaring Moons versus New Orleans Ninetales going to a game 3. We can take a quick, fast look through everything. Play sound off. So we have, this is the game 3. Obviously, a lot of shenanigans have already happened, but such a strong lead from both trainers with the Urshifu. Swamp just missing up on the KO and really getting punished for it, and I think that just loses a bunch of momentum. Even though the sun's up, getting chipped with some Aqua Jet, Electroweb, really, not doing a lot of damage with Electabuzz, but Electroweb in the plus Tailwind is such a strong support. But I don't think, even though it set the sun with the Illumise, Moltres in the back is really going to take advantage of that for these next coming turns, and just able to sit on the field despite being -2 and get the win for Tiger in week 1. We have this game, man. Philly Flygons and Blackwood Ball Toys, the 4-0 by Tyson or Charisma in game 3. This is I'll spare everyone the pain. Actually, no, I'm not. Setting up Ceruledge was like Terra Grass. Oh wait, let's talk about this. Justin's not going to appreciate this, but we see Slacking Torn applying a lot of pressure, speed-wise, offensively. Justin brings this really cool set of Weakness Policy Ceruledge, Weak Armor, right? He clicks Terra Grass, becomes weaker to Bleak Wind, and tries to Sucker Punch proc the Weakness Policy Weak Armor, but Terra Grass is out of it. No idea what the play was there. And then gets sets up with Muck, but just I'm pretty sure he just keeps spamming Thunderclap, which is just not how that works. Thunderclap fails. Thunderclap I this is Justin's first week with the team, so going forward, I think he'll improve with clicking Thunderclap into things that are attacking or not, also clicking faster priority moves. But yeah, once Torn's able to set up this Brambleghast and he's able to out priority Raging Bolt, Justin just keeps clicking Raging Bolt, and at that point your only battle is just breaking through this Muck, which Tyson eventually does. We come back to the Denver Numels and Jacksonville Moltres. This was a close one, despite it being a 2-0. Jam came back after a long day and played a close set, but it comes down to it. The Sun mode for your boy was just a little too much, and Speed Control was just a little too much for Jam. We have London Lycanroc and the main Mudkips going to a game 3. We can watch a little bit of this one, as I don't actually really know what happened. We see a very interesting core of Dodrio, Gliscor, and Fletchinder Espathra. This is prime VGC, ladies and gentlemen. Swords Dance Gliscor and speed boosting Espathra. This is peak VGC. Terra Flying +2 Gliscor is very, very interesting. The Will-O-Wisp landing from Gummy, thankfully, but Terra Flying Terra Blast +2 is a very, very cool tech for Gliscor going forward. Very interesting to see him make use of this mod all season, which is a single staple, but interesting to see how it works in VGC all season. We can see Cloud9 Altaria coming as a defensive piece. Terra Fire, Terra Blast, Espathra. This is insane stuff that we get to see in this game. Not your typical stuff you'd see in VGC, but very common in the CADA draft. Quick Attack, Stab Dodrio, +4 Gliscor. This is insane stuff. We see Quick Attack doing just big chunks of damage. Draco Meter, unfortunately, not being able to pick up this Gliscor. I think that would have went a long way. And Fletchinder loves landing these Will-O-Wisps. Terra Blast picking up. It's essentially +2 at this point with the Terra Flying boost. Really strong into things like this Annihilate in the back that is not going to want to see these Terra Flying Terra Blasts. But Gummy does have the speed control. Fake out, maybe a Scarf set on this Annihilate, doing big damage into Torkoal who has a strong physical defense stat. We see the Will-O-Wisp not being able to go into the Torkoal, and I think Heat Wave just after 2 close combats is just able to clean up, and this Fletchinder just doesn't have enough to end this game. So Riolu and the main Mudkips pick up a 2-1 win. Jersey Skies and Jersey City Jump Bluffs, I had the pleasure of watching live. Really cool set where we have ground Terra Blast, Flutter Mane, and a good supporting cast to deal with. I mean, especially for the Heatran, but I think Kaysen learning what Koopa was doing game 1 adjusted really well, and we have a really cool synergy between S tier and C tier here. The Terra Flying Heatran to just dodge ground moves, especially of your own, faster than Chiyu, which is just like really cool. But Heat Wave picks up the Volbeat. It gets off a lunge into Dugtrio, but Dugtrio's not going to care about that. Still going to threaten so much damage. Well, it might care when you die to just Terra Blast, and Snarl being really strong from the Chiyu here, but Snarl heavy Terra Ground tearing out of the heavy slam weakness, but Bundle comes in such a good spot, being the fastest thing on the field here, threatens a ton of damage, and maybe little greedy nasty plot from Chiyu there, maybe seeing an end game where you kind of need that to win, but Encore Bundle really strong there. But next to Chiyu, Goodra just picks up with Thunderbolt, and we have a 2v2 then this game. It's actually a lot closer than we thought, but Scarf Tauros just cleans up the Chiyu there. I mean, normally a speed tie, they're both base 100, so I'm pretty sure I remember the Tauros being Scarf. Threatens big damage, dies to Thunderbolt. We have a 1v1 here, but I think critting Terra Blast helps a lot. Magma Storm chip goes a long way, but I think this Heatran with Assault Vest is just bulky enough to hang on and win this game. Yeah, it lives a Thunderbolt. Really cool synergy we saw was the Sash on Dugtrio, and it was a Endeavor set that procced a full health Goodra to 1 HP in game 2, which was really cool. But K-Sun winning the close one, really close set, narrowly picking up a victory. We have my set against Zach, where I will just show this game 1 really quickly, where I wanted to run Oranguru Flapple with Trick Room and Gravity, boosting all of Hustle Flapple's moves. However, Helping Hand Terra Flying attack boosting Acrobatics just like nuked me, and it was kind of GG from there. I kind of underestimated the damage on turn 1. Fought back in game 2 with hard Trick Room, and then game 3, like Blood Moon just kind of swept in Trick Room, and then here I kind of knew that I think on game 1 I Terra'd clicked Trick Room, I rocked moved the Ogerpon, won a speed tie, and just kind of won from there, steamrolled with Blood Moon. I knew he was going to protect here, but I didn't really have much of a I knew he was going to protect, and I just could redirect this at Trick Room, but I kind of fumbled where I had like a Tailwind mode with Jugulus and Blood Moon, so I didn't make Blood Moon min speed. Therefore, on the first turn at Trick Room, Oranguru was faster, and I couldn't just click Hyper Voice and then instruct. I had to attack with Oranguru, click Hyper Voice, and then the next turn I could instruct, and I just didn't have the damage output in Trick Room to see. I had to Chilling Water, and then I could Hyper Voice, but it wasn't good. It was bad speed tiers on my end, and I ended up taking the week 1 loss. And that wraps up the Naranja division. I'm trying to make this as quickly as possible. Last couple of games, we have the UVA division. We have the Philadelphia Piplups picking up against the Skitty Wow Kitties 0-2. Both first games for each other. I actually just watched game 3 as it was a 3-4, really close. These two have a very heated rivalry IRL at locals and stuff. So it was really cool that they played each other round 1. I didn't actually get to watch any of this, so the CD is the Electrode Mighty Enna lead and Stonegener Honor from Catherine. Very cool. Scarf Honor, I'm guessing. Very cool text. And Stonegener, not known for the best special defense. Very underwhelming damage there from Stonegener after he Intimidate, unfortunately. We see Icy Wind again come from the Haunter. Houndoom. Cat using all of her 2 of her C tiers here. The double Heat Wave miss is not ideal for Mighty Anna Snarl spam. And yeah, Ogerpon with Terra Water is going to be able to clean this up pretty quickly. Very unfortunate with the double Heat Wave miss before the Terra Water, losing Cat the match. We have the where we at? Moonlight Sonata and San Diego Raichus. Boost Moonlight Sonata is a very new player to the draft league, and is makes some questionable plays. We see strong damage on turn 1, forcing the Terra from Chandelure, but in Tailwind from there just kind of gets really just outpositioned. Keeps clicking Ice Shard, which is fair. Wanted to take out the Whimsicott. Heat Wave gets a clutch miss on Heat Wave, and the Chandelure's unfortunate live on 1 HP in a game 3 here. Ice Shard into the Protect. Hyper Voice able to pick up both from a well-positioned Primarina and Tailwind, and from here the Sun Mode just, what you would think to stall, but just goes for growth in the sun while the Chandelure's in Tailwind, and Heat Wave. I don't need to show you the massacre that Heat Wave does to this Venusaur. We have the Bronx Bundles and the Grand Estate Gravel Rocks. New coach versus veteran coach. Go to a game 3, which is we always love a game 3 around here. We see the Volbeat Doug Trio mode, not the Chi-Yu Flutter main, and we see the Hoenn starters threaten a lot of damage on turn 1. We see the Booster Speed Jug, Self Swagger into Lumberry. We love Alexa stop. We have, which we love to see. Sorry, my Alexa alarm just went off. Tailwind +2 Doug Trio. Rock Slide is just a bad move, man. I mean, it did 62%. Super effective +2 to a Jugulus. Just not good damage, man. It's crazy to see. Actually flinches the Blaziken, but Encore immune to dark types. Very unfortunate from our veteran coach there. And, I think able to pick up, missing the Hurricane, gets bailed out by the Hurricane miss. We see Fluttermane come in Tailwind with the booster special attack, set up the light screen, but Speed Boost, Blaziken, Flare Blitz being able to pick up. Hurricane lands this time, getting rid of the Blaziken, but just feel like Simsy Bull Alex is just in such a strong position here. Snarl's so good in this matchup, and then Swampert able to clean up, but really good game from both coaches. The Prankster move into Dark type is always tough, especially when they Terra. It's always tough. We got 3 games left. We have a 2-game match between Jster and Wex. We have just good positioning from Jay in this match, if I remember correctly. Dude, Terra Grass with Suicune, always risky. Good start from Wex with Tailwind plus. The crit from Dual Wing Beat's really tough. Set up Tailwind. Matching Tailwind. Zapdos is the fastest thing on the field. Air Slash kills Zap, and we see Ice Beam just taking so much. That being a 2-hit KO in the Torn is such a big role for Jster. We see Bramblegas come in the Tailwind, and no one wants to see Bramblegas in Tailwind. C-Bomb not actually picking up the Urshifu, very bulky. Opting for Ice Spinner, not picking up the Bramblegas. We see Shadow Sneak clean up. Air Slash picking up the Brambleghast, and then actually low rolling. The 50% not being a 2-hit KO is really interesting. High roll into low roll maybe. So Torn's around for another turn, but both these Pokemon are at full health next to a low health Torn. It's a very interesting end game. Shadow Ball just not being able to pick up big damage. Snarl on Suicune kind of just cleans this up for Jster in a 2-set match. A game 3 between new returning coach and new coach. We have the Celadon Stuffle taking it 2-0 or 2-1 rather. We see start game 3 here. We got Magmar Dash Bun, maybe some Lava Plume strats. We love the shinies on this team. Fake Out really strong. Fake Out into T-Wave, good support on turn 1. Trailblaze is very interesting on Dash Bun. Maybe not the T-Wave, maybe coming very clutch here. The T-Wave spam, everything's getting paralyzed. Full para 1. Lava Plume into the well-baked body, doing good chip, and of course setting up this dash bun. We have Taunt coming here, which is very interesting. This dash bun's trying to go fast. Gotta go fast. D-Gleam doing nothing here to these two. This Magmar dash bun course is getting set up. We have Blood Moon come in here. Para 1. Icy Wind, get these speeds back down with the paralysis. Lava Plume coming out. I mean, not doing a ton of damage, but if Dash Bun gets a hit off, this is just could be GG with body press, man. We see the Terra Normal snarl. I mean, if this is a body press into Blood Moon here, I think that this game goes a lot differently, possibly. But the speed control is just insane. The -1 special attack. Blood Moon still does so much damage. It's just spamming Lava Plume with this Magmar. It's very, very interesting. Follow Me from Magmar comes off. Life Dew, good support move here from the Clefable to get this health back up. Blood Moon does die to the Hyper Voice, but I think Infernape's in a really good spot to like pick up this endgame with the para hacks and speed control that Cashel has here. We see Follow Me come off. Drain Punch does actually not pick up the KO, but the Dazzling Gleam will pick it up. And Dash Bun full para is just, I mean, it's part of the game. Obviously, you don't want to. It's just unfortunate. D-Gleam's able to pick up, and the speed control that and redirection that is on the field right now is really strong for Cashel. Wicked Blow, resisted move, does decent chip, but just not enough resources in the. I mean, when there's a Squirrel, there's a Dream. 2 support options, but this is actually the bold belly drum. You go back to oh my gosh, this is crazy endgame here. I thought foul play on Morgrim seals the deal, and yeah, that'll do it. I thought, that was a little dicey. Maybe our game of the week right here. That was a really close set. And to end the game, maybe our least close set, we have a double 4-0. That we have the strongest Sun team I've ever seen, I would say, for Phoenix. And yeah, this is just a scary maybe boosting the Protosynthesis on Roaring Moon, but Terra Ghost dodges Fake Out, the close break into the lowest defense Roaring Moon. You throw in so much damage here. We got the GG off turn 1. Just Doodle Chlorophyll is locking is kind of scary, but Solar, it's just a wild game. The Sun mode too much for Griffin, and that wraps up week 1. Thank you for joining my tangent. Thank you for listening, watching. Hopefully that was a good recap of everything that's happened so far. Hopefully I got it in quickly enough. It still took about like 45 minutes or so, but yeah. Thanks for watching, listening, subscribing, participating in the league. Leave a like and comment, and hopefully there'll be more than just me for week 2 recap. And yeah, peace out, everyone.